everyone. Welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT AM 1110 and Channel 18 ValleyTV. Hello, Papa.
Lest people get mixed up, I'm Albert.
Yeah, this is Albert.
I want to be sure people knew which one was Albert. Therefore, they, by process of elimination, figured you're Billy.
Yeah. I hope they can figure that out, right? We got some announcements. Since we just found this one, we'll tell y'all on May the 25th, it'll be the Senior Salad Lunch-In at the Bledsoe County Senior Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they'll have special guests that day, won't they? You might know
Trump's
them pretty well. No, a lot better. Albert and Billy's coming.
Oh.
Yes, we will be at this event, folks. The Salad Luncheon is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We will be filming there that day, so we'll have a good audience with us that day for sure. A lot of people show up for that.
A lot of clapping.
There'll be a lot of clapping, so we're looking forward to that. That'll be a good time. So come check it out. Come get you some good food and participate in the live filming of the Albert and Billy Show. That's May 25th at the Senior Center. And let's see, radio listeners, got a lot of stuff coming up this weekend. This is Mother's Day weekend.
'Tis.
And we'll start off, they had an event actually today for this family. It was a taco bar fundraiser. And then tomorrow, folks, they're having another fundraiser for 6-year-old burn victim Cyrus Gray. He's the son of, Brandon and Kim Gray. And so all these benefits are obviously to help with medical expenses because he was burned severely. So tomorrow, the fundraiser for Cyrus Gray's family is called Family Fun Farm Day. And it's going to be at the fairgrounds from 9 a.m. until 12 noon. They'll have face paintings. They'll have a farm petting zoo. And they'll be selling feed bags for $1 each. And all the proceeds from that will go to help the family out with medical expenses. So it's for a very good cause. So go check it out. Radio listeners, that's tomorrow. Family Fun Farm Day at the fairgrounds. 9 a.m. until 12 noon.
And that feed bag or food bag for $1, the kids that are going to be there, they get to feed the animals.
Okay.
That's what the food is for.
Yeah.
You buy the food to feed the animals.
Okay, I like that.
And so the kids will want to feed them 2 or 3 bags.
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling they're going to sell a lot of those.
I think I saw a couple of camels going through a while ago. No elephants.
Yeah, I bet you did.
No elephants.
That would be something to see that, Papa. Radio listeners, like I said, got plenty of events coming up. So we have the breakfast at the Veterans Hall tomorrow. That is from, I believe, 7:30 to 10 a.m. So go check that out. You can start your day with a country breakfast at the Veterans Hall. Also tomorrow, have the Rook Tournament at the Nickel Road Music Hall. That starts at 3 p.m. So come out and play some Rook. And TV viewers, this is every month. They have a tournament once a month at the Nickel Road Music Hall, a Rook tournament. It's a really good time. They always start at 3 p.m. We've had some great crowds the last 2 or 3.
Still giving 3 good prizes?
Yep, they give prizes for the top 3 teams. They have food, coffee, drinks. It's a good time. And I want to emphasize, you don't have to be a great player. They don't expect you to be. It's to come out and socialize and have a good time and play some Rook while you're at it. So just remember that's once a month at the Nickel Road Music Hall. And also tomorrow, the high school drama club.
Let me tell you,
they're doing Shrek.
The costume looks real.
I bet.
It looks real.
So you got to see a little bit of the characters.
He looks like an ogre.
Well, he'll be performing tomorrow.
It's a musical.
It's a musical, okay. I'm sure there's some acting in it too.
Well, I'm sure,
But come see Shrek the Musical, radio listeners. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. is the first show. It's $5 admission. And then the second show is on Sunday, Mother's Day at 2 p.m. And it being Mother's Day, all mothers get in for free. So that's great.
hey, that's a good idea.
It is.
But they don't want the mothers to come alone.
No, because they wouldn't make no money.
They want somebody to bring that mom.
Absolutely. And speaking of Mother's Day, spaghetti lunch at the Mount Crest United Methodist Church this Sunday. It's for Mother's Day. They will have spaghetti and meatballs, homemade sauce, salad, garlic bread, dessert, and a drink, all for $5 a plate. And you can dine in or take out. Reservations can be made by calling 881-4165. All proceeds will go to church missions.
Good deal. And you know, you mentioned the breakfast at the Veterans Hall.
That's tomorrow.
But I don't think there is an exact amount that you pay, $5, $6.
Yeah, it's always modest donation. Yeah, but
well,
people,
it could be a liberal donation. They accept donations.
They do.
And you wouldn't want to go in there and make them a donation of $1, would you?
No, that would be shameful to do that.
When we had that benefit for Carolyn that time of breakfast,
well, that did wonderful though.
let me tell you, one kid at school out of 550, he said, Albert, he called me Mr. Roberts. He said, I went through the line twice.
That's pretty good. Well, the next open table, folks, will be on May the 22nd. That's on a Tuesday. Come to the Pikeville United Methodist Church's open table. Enjoy good old sloppy joes, baked beans, applesauce, and homemade desserts. You like that? That's at the Pikeville United Methodist Church on Main Street, Tuesday, May the 22nd, from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And as always, there's no charge, no offering, no sermon. It's nothing but friendship and food, and this table is open to all. That's the open table. Any questions, call 447-2951.
That's the church office number.
That's right. Yep, you can talk to Greg Smart.
You get to speak to the top dog, Greg Smart.
And we can talk about this. This is in June 8th and 9th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. It's a community yard sale at the Mount Crest United Methodist Church, which we just talked about, their Mother's Day event. And by the way, if you're wondering where that is, they're on Route 30 West. They're right next to Mary V. Wheeler Elementary School. This community yard sale will be June 8th and 9th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll have a bake sale, hot dogs, chips, and drinks.
That's
like
rolling everything up into one bundle.
I agree. Good idea, too. That's smart.
Yeah.
And hello,
That is
Jackie.
smart.
And it's the 7th annual Bledsoe Summer Bash and Toy Drive at the Lucky Star event venue. This will be Friday and Saturday, June 29th and 30th. They'll have music, food, and kid-friendly fun. And food will be provided by My Brother's Grill. So that's good. They'll have fireworks. They'll have performances by Don Poobah Miller, CC Stomp, Chris Gomez, Dr. Vibe, Black Cat Moon, Naked Funk. That's funny. Plus special guest. Bring a chair and swimsuit, Papa. And if you need directions or if you have any questions, folks, you can contact Kelledy. Her number is 423-762-3097.
Sound to me like some of them are going to have bathing suits.
I know it. Admission, it says a monetary donation or new unwrapped toy. They suggest $10 per person. All proceeds from this go to the children of Bledsoe County. So that's great.
I don't have any children that are in Bledsoe County, but that ought to derive a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's the 7th annual, so it means it's been successful.
Been doing good.
All right, well, you've got some announcements as well.
Well, yeah, you gave me 2.
Well, look at all the ones I have.
That's what I'm getting at. How come you get to do all the talking?
Oh, hey, well, be careful what you wish for.
Country Breakfast is going to be out at the Mount Crest Fire Hall. Don't forget, this is the place where you have the homemade jelly.
That's right, and we try to remind folks of that.
That's at the fire hall, located right there at 30 and the intersection of 101.
Yeah.
Right there on the right. And it's going to be Saturday the 19th. Which will be a week from this Saturday.
That's
a
right.
week from tomorrow. And it starts at 6 in the morning.
That's an early one, 6
That's
to 10.
for people that just want to drink coffee.
Yeah.
4 hours of it, 6 to 10. And it only costs $5.
I like that. That's very reasonable.
They will serve you butter and coffee and milk. To go with that, they'll have biscuits and gravy and jelly, and they'll have eggs and hash browns, and they'll have bacon and sausage.
There you go.
But the fire
drinks too.
Fire department gets the benefit of all the income that comes in.
Yeah, so another good cause.
All the income that comes in.
A lot of these are for good causes. And looky there at that announcement. 9 Mile Bluegrass Festival time here in Bledsoe
rolls
County.
around, what, 4 times a year?
Yeah, this is the first one of the year.
Okay, this is the spring edition.
Yeah.
So it is going to be Friday the 11th.
So it kicks
That's
off radio listeners. It kicks off tonight, 7 p.m. And then tomorrow, was it say 12?
Starts at 12 noon, and then it goes on Sunday too.
Yeah, it says you can get breakfast Sunday morning at the concession stand, Papa.
Yeah. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
and this
it
is
is
put on by the 9 Mile Volunteer Fire Department.
That's right.
And you only have to drive 9 miles if you live right here in Pikeville. But if you live closer up the road, it won't be that far. But if you want to find out more about this big event, and it's $5 for the weekend.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And children
under 10.
But you got to have grab somebody by the arm and say, they belong to me. Or I belong to them.
That's right.
That number is 423-448-0709.
All
and
right.
somebody up there will help you about find out how you get
That's
there.
right. And TV viewers, this is the first of at least 4 of the 9 Mile Bluegrass Festival. So there'll be some more coming up as well.
And I thought you mentioned the fire hall. The breakfast up at the Veterans Hall.
I did. So you don't have to do that. But radio listeners, once again, it's from, don't say 7:30 to 10.
Okay, but it's sponsored by the Democratic Party of Bledsoe County.
Yeah, I didn't know that, so that's good. So the Bledsoe County Democrats will be sponsoring.
They're digging into their pockets, and they're saying, we're going to feed you, but you give us a little money for the fire department. For the Veterans Hall.
That's right. Well, all right, Papa, let's go with last week's trivia.
Oh, we got to do last week's trivia.
Yeah.
And
yes, it was extremely hard, Allie.
Oh, just wait till you get hold of this year's.
He is in rare form today, so they're probably extra hard today.
Rare form. That's original. You must have thought of that. One way to tell you of a caustic substance is a 3-letter word. What is the best known caustic?
You can tell us now. So is it hot?
It will make you hot. You wouldn't want to hold it and put water in your hand. Caustic. It will burn you.
Okay.
But people used to put it in soap. They made their soap.
I would cheat, folks, but I literally can't read his writing. So
lye. You buy lye at the store.
Lye.
And Mary, M-E-R-R-Y, War, W-A-R, that was the #1 seller all the time I was in business. Mary War Lye.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
I had somebody ask if I cheat on the trivia. Like, look at I said if I cheat, it's just because my lifeline, Allie, sometimes will give me an answer. But trust me, I cannot read his writing, folks. Somebody asked me about that. If I could cheat off of it, I would.
I do it on purpose.
I can't read
I do it on purpose.
He probably does.
A 4-letter word used to describe a ruler of another country being ousted from power by his military is called a 4 letters. Military,
I just can't think of the word though, Papa.
it'll fool you. It's 4 letters, but it sounds like just 3.
Really?
You don't get the last. You don't get the P.
Well,
P
there's
is
a
the last
clue for
word.
us.
P is the last letter.
Gosh.
It's called a
Coup.
Yeah, you got it.
That was a total guess. I can't believe that.
But see, it's spelled C-O-U-P.
Heck yeah, I'm excited now. I should feel good about that one.
Then you
That
get the
was
rest
tough.
of them, can't you?
Let's not get ahead of
The
ourselves.
pharmaceutical industry has a watchdog identifiable with 3 initials. What do the 3 initials stand for?
Let's see. Is the first letter an F? Because that'd be like for federal.
No, you would think
Oh.
it would be federal, but
Oh,
it's
it's
not.
not.
But it's an arm of the federal government.
Okay. And we're talking pharmaceuticals, right? So is P the next one?
No, it would be D, drug.
Dang it. FDA then.
FDA, Food and
Dadgummit.
Drug Administration,
Yeah.
which is federal.
Yeah.
Okay, the next
Well.
question. If you add sound effects to a presentation of record or a film,
Right.
those 3 letters, what are you doing to add to the presentation?
This is a tough one. Because it's kind of like editing, but that's too many letters.
What you're doing, you're adding. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not taking away. You're putting sound in. So what are you
Right.
doing? Dub. You dub it.
Now that one's tough. That's tough.
All right. But how can I help it when they ping?
They need to ping right on out. When one of those comes to you, mind, just get rid of it.
I'll have to remember that one. Another 6-letter word for our women folks is, how do you
Oh,
prefer-
no, he's ladies.
Ladies.
Yes, yes.
Which would you prefer if you're a woman? Hey, you woman, you.
Come
Or
here,
would you rather
woman.
say, lady, may I help you across the street? Here, let me put my coat down in that that mud puddle where you want to step on. If you, as an inspector, have found a defect in an article being produced and you have the responsibility of examining them, if you find that defect, what do you call it?
Lifeline. Huh? Flaw.
Flaw.
Yeah.
You remember
Now
what I
say
told
it.
you?
What? The big tongue twister?
flea?
Yes. I don't know how he does that, Allie. You've heard him do that a lot too.
Flea and the fly.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
How he does that.
You're at the zoo,
Okay.
or you might be in Africa,
Okay.
and you see a gorilla. Can you tell me a 3-letter word,
Yes. Ape.
an ape? Also, chimpanzees are in there.
Yeah.
Monkeys are in there.
Yeah.
And there is a gorilla I studied about in school this week, Coco. And the lady down at the drugstore knew about him.
Oh, really?
He can do sign language.
Mm-hmm.
He can use a computer, and I can't even spell computer. And they're trying to find a husband for her.
Oh, it's
and they're wanting her to.
it's a lady.
It's a lady. They're wanting her to teach her offspring how to use a computer,
What about that?
and they're teaching her 10 words at a time. Sign
Wow.
language. And she can indicate by pointing to things what she wants.
So
And
see that this shows you right here. If you really wanted to learn how to use a computer, Pop, you could. If Coco the ape can do it,
well,
so can
get me a
you.
gorilla soon.
We'll have a gorilla help you out with that.
It just blew my mind. It blew my mind. And
It is
listen,
amazing.
Listen, they were trying to get her interested in pictures of male gorillas,
Yeah.
and she would just look up at the ceiling. She was so bored
She didn't have time for
until
that.
she found one she loved.
No way.
I'm not kidding. Be anything I've ever seen. The way Carolyn was with me. Yesterday we would have been married 65 years.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, Give me the name of the world's longest river. You got that?
Did we get this one? It's the Nile.
The Nile
Okay.
River. Okay. Complete this sentence. It's a 2-word sentence. I wouldn't hurt
A fly.
a fly.
Yes.
Well, that's just, I said, Okay,
Thanks
what was
for
the
the help.
name of Jackie Kennedy's second husband?
Oh, this one was tough. We never did figure that one out. And I don't know if you ever.
She's pretty famous stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
she
I
married
remember
again.
as Jackie, you know, they call her Jackie O a lot.
Okay, her husband's second name began with Onassis.
Well, if I'd have known
How
that,
did
I'd
you
have
know
guessed
that?
that last week.
Well,
You know why?
For Onassis.
Yeah. For some reason, Papa, I was thinking that was her maiden name, and maybe she went back to that after
no.
John got killed.
His first name was Ira, I believe.
Well, dadgummit.
Arrow. Okay.
I started to say Jackie O last week too.
I can't believe
So
it.
that's it for last week's, correct?
That's
All right, folks, coming up after the break, stay tuned for this week's trivia. We'll see what Papa's got up his sleeve for this week. Hopefully it's a little bit easier, but stay tuned to find out on the Albert and Billy Show.
Have you ever gotten a phone call from a number that looks suspiciously like your own? It has your area code, the first 3 digits are the same as your own number, so you answer it.
Hi, this is Jessica. You've just won a free vacation to the Bahamas.
Don't worry, you're not the only one getting these calls. Tens of thousands of Americans report that they receive these every day from similar numbers. So what are they? They're a specific type of robocall. Typical robocalls are pre-recorded messages, usually for political campaigns, public announcements, and yes, telemarketing. Your run-of-the-mill robocall will be from a randomized number, but now, telemarketers are using a technique called neighbor spoofing. That's what makes the number look similar to yours. The idea is that, well, if the first few numbers look like your own phone number, you'll answer. You may think it's from a relative, an old friend from your hometown, your kid's school, or a neighbor. And robocalling is a lucrative business. Some pretend they're the IRS. Some pretend it's a down payment for a vacation giveaway. In fact, a robocall center uncovered in India in 2016 was found to be generating around $150,000 every day from American consumers. It's estimated that people received around 2.5 billion robocalls per month in 2016. So, are these robocalls illegal? Well, robocalls made by computerized autodialers, they're illegal. They call randomly inputted phone numbers at high speeds. But not all robocalls are illegal. Back in 1991, when telemarketing calls were becoming more prevalent, the Federal Communications Commission created the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It's been amended many times with the evolving technology of phones, and currently it differentiates legal robocalls from illegal ones. Here's a list of rules that businesses that want to make robocalls need to follow. But the act still hasn't prevented illegal robocalls from happening. In an August 2017 press release, the Federal Trade Commission said that robocalls are its #1 complaint, with more than 1.9 million complaints made within the first 5 months of 2017. The FTC is sending all complaints and attached phone numbers to cell phone carriers and app developers to create better countermeasures. But what are some things you can do to stop robocalls? To start, keep your number to yourself. Don't offer your number if signups or registrations for business services don't require you to. Second, sign up for the National Do Not Call Registry. This registry, set up by the FTC in 2003, won't block all robocalls, but it will block a majority of them. And registration is free. Finally, if you end up getting a robocall, let it go to voicemail. The TCPA states legal robocalls must provide a toll-free callback number to opt out, which you can call immediately after. If the call doesn't leave a voicemail, it may be an illegal robocall, so file a complaint with the FTC on their website. And if you're still getting harassed by what looks like your own number, there are several apps that you can use to block calls, such as No Robo or Calls Blacklist.
Now welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. It is time for this week's trivia.
I wasted that joke.
Yeah, he told a good joke, but hey.
Okay, it's time for trivia.
I showed off my producer skills just then.
She's normal.
That's right.
Okay, this week's trivia.
First mistake she ever did make. That's what you always
I've
say.
heard that before. There is another word for podium.
Allie.
What do you call it instead
Stage.
of? Well,
No.
the stage is where the podium is raised.
Oh yeah.
Stage is a big old flat platform. But a podium is
Podium.
what do you call it?
A podium. You asked
Really,
for that.
there's two other words, but if you can give me
There's
one that's
two
got
other
4
words?
letters, that would really.
Other word for a podium.
You know what a podium is?
Yeah, on the stage, yeah.
Well, it's where the speaker speaks
Yes,
from. And in a
yes.
church, it would be called a
Oh, pulpit.
pulpit in a church.
Yeah.
But what do you call it besides the podium?
The pulpit.
That's in church.
Gosh, you make these too hard.
I know it.
I mean, I bet a lot of people don't know the answer
I
to
bet
that.
I bet there's a lot of people don't know that.
I bet
But
there-
here, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this now. Everyone that I write down, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to stump people. I'm not trying to stump people. I want people to think.
You want us to think too
I want them
hard.
to ponder and think. Now, when did I hear that? What does it?
Now, I think I heard that back in 1940. But let me get my thoughts together here. Well, off the air, you're going to have to tell me that answer.
Linguine,
crazy.
linguine, zita, and angel hair are all types of what?
Pasta.
Wasn't that easy?
I deserved an easy one
Yeah,
after
I could
that
have used
first
macaroni too, couldn't
one.
I?
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say that we eat. A 747 or a DC-10 describes what?
An airplane.
What kind
A
of
jet.
plane? A jet.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember when jets first would fly over this valley, there would be a sonic boom.
I bet.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
God sending a message.
That still happens some.
Okay, give me the first name of 2 men in show business whose last names were Asner and Sullivan.
Ed.
Ed, very good. You know what? Ed Asner
Mm-hmm.
was a pretty good actor.
Yeah, he was on a lot of stuff.
And now you had never seen Ed Sullivan.
No.
Ed Sullivan show. That's
But
where
I
the
did hear of it though, because
he brought the Beatles over here.
Oh wow.
He so that America could get a taste of the Beatles because they were
Well, it sure worked.
in England.
That was like the Tonight Show of its generation.
Well, it was
kind
a
of.
variety show, and
It was the show to be on, wasn't it?
I bet he had Elvis on.
I'm sure.
And
Because he had the Who's
the Jackson Five.
Who. Yeah.
That's where what's his name?
Michael. He about said Elvis.
I knew there was one of them that stepped out. But the Jackson Five,
Yeah.
they were really good, boy.
Oh yeah.
But Ed Sullivan wouldn't have them on if they weren't good.
Yeah,
You
that's
had to
what
be
I
the-
was-
you had to be the
You
best.
had to be the who's who of the industry.
If I supply the last name of a brand of cake you buy at the grocery store, give me the first name. The last name is Lee. 4 letters.
Sarah.
Sarah Lee. I remember when
Think you
that.
lifeline?
I remember when that came out.
Oh, okay.
How old am I?
I have heard of Sarah Lee though.
Sarah Lee.
Betty Crocker.
You know all those women, don't you?
No, 2 of them at least.
A mermaid's domain is in the
Ocean, the sea.
or the sea. What's the difference in an ocean and a sea?
We'll save that for next week. So I don't know. I'm just proud I got it right.
Well, while we're at it, there's a lake and there's a pond, there's a river, and there's a creek.
That's right.
Okay, if you belong to a country club, you've driven
Right.
by those before.
Yeah.
You must pay fees to belong. Another word for what you pay is 4 letters. What do you pay to belong to the country club? You pay your
I mean, you pay your fees. You
Or
done
your-
said dues.
dues. You
Okay.
pay your dues.
Good job, Lifeline.
All right. Complete this saying.
She's doing a little dance back there.
Complete this saying. 2 and
3. 2 and 2.
2 and 3 letters. 2 and.
Is this really that common, or is this another?
You wouldn't say it any other way.
Albertism.
2. I saw him.
I saw them too.
2 and. You're moving around 2 and.
Fro.
Fro.
Oh, okay.
2 and fro. What fro means? I don't know.
I don't either. I'm glad Allie got that, because
I wonder what fro means. I got to look that up.
that wasn't the
Africa-
best clue in the world, was it, Allie?
2 and I was trying to give you that.
That's all you were doing. 2 and.
In Africa. If you're an African
Okay.
and you take Buana on a trek hunting, what is the proper name for what you do where you're going? You're going on a
Safari.
safari.
Yeah.
Safari. I told you about Hemingway when I gave you that little thumbnail sketch.
Yeah.
Hemingway loved to go to Africa to hunt. And whenever he killed himself with that favorite shotgun, he pulled both triggers. The first half of Leo Tolstoy's gigantic classic work of literature is war. You give me the second half of the title. War and
Peace.
Peace. Leo Tolstoy wrote that book. It's a big, thick book. One day, Leo Tolstoy went for a walk out of his home. This is a true story.
Right.
And he passed a beggar.
Mm-hmm.
And as he passed the beggar, he realized that he should give him some money. He reached in his pocket and he had left his money at home.
Okay.
He turned around though and went back to the beggar and said, "Dear brother, I am so sorry. I've wanted to give you some money, but I have left home without it."
Right.
The beggar said, "Don't you worry a bit about it, Mr. Tolstoy. You've given me more than anyone has ever given me." And Mr. Tolstoy looked at him and said, "Sir, what did I do?" He said, "You call me brother."
Wow.
True story.
I
Okay,
like that.
that's the last one.
Well, that was good.
Now we're ready for
Well, I thought.
sports of all sorts. Can't you tell how happy
Yeah,
that
Allie's
is?
excited. She's not dancing now. I thought we nailed the trivia pretty good.
Good job, good job.
Yeah.
And as hard as some of them were,
Yes.
yet they're within the
Yes.
realm of reachability for the average person. Don't you think?
I guess.
Well,
Yeah, I'll say yes for you.
I've already got about 200 ahead. They just come from everywhere.
I
right.
reckon.
Sports of all sorts.
Okay, let's hear it.
Horse racing. Horse racing.
Horse racing.
Horse racing. Last Saturday was the running of the Roses
Right.
at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky.
I'd like to see a horse race, wouldn't you? One heck of a sport right there. Yeah, so it's the Kentucky Derby.
I told a lie. I told people that Carolyn and I had been to where the Kentucky Derby is run.
Yeah.
We went to a racetrack in Lexington.
Yeah, I remember
I
you
never
saying
have
that.
been to Louisville.
Okay.
Louisville's
Okay.
where they make the baseball bats.
That's
the
right, the
Louisville
Louisville
Slugger.
Slugger. You had that on trivia one time.
I did.
You sure
But
did.
anyway, it was the 144th year for the race to be run.
Wow.
20 horses began the race, and 157,813 people watched in a
Quite a few.
3-inch drenching rain.
That's even
The
more
track was
impressive
slop.
than.
The track was slop.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive for that many people to stay despite the bad weather.
And it only lasts for about it's a mile and a quarter.
Yeah. It's
Lasts about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's over in no time.
But the winner was Justify,
Justify.
and the owner
Uh-huh.
got $1,432,000 for winning that race.
Wow.
Next up,
I wish I owned Justify.
You can't justify owning a horse. You got to know where to put it. But
Good old
they
Justify.
only paid $500,000 for that horse. The owner. There's 3 men that own it together,
Oh, what?
and they got back over $1 million on first race.
Man, God.
But the second
That's
leg.
even crazier.
Second leg of the Triple Crown will be the Preakness, and it'll be coming up next on the
Okay.
19th.
Well, that's coming up soon. Where's it held
week
at?
At the Baltimore.
Okay, yeah. I did know that.
All right, baseball. The
Braves are
on top.
doing better than your Dodgers.
Well, they're in first place.
What a reverse, though, in 1 year. That's really strange. It is.
Well, maybe the law will even out in the end. My Dodgers will be on first. But
Maybe it will for your sake.
They're 21-14, and my Dodgers are 16-20.
It hurt him to say that, Allie.
I don't know. I can't explain. I cannot explain it.
It is weird.
We've got the best athletes money can buy.
Right.
They're
It's
not
just
performing.
yeah, something's off this year. But it's not like they don't have plenty of time to correct it, though. It is a very long
season.
season.
Has just been going on 35 games.
They have a long time to fix it.
162 games. In football, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, Matt Ryan,
Yeah.
signed a new contract for 5 years.
Okay.
This happened on Monday of this week. He is now the highest paid NFL player in history.
In history,
In history. He signed a $100 million contract for 5 years. Where's this money coming
that's
from?
what I want to know, and that is ridiculous.
And how many men do you have on a team?
That kind of
What would the roster be? 35 men?
yeah. That's
Because you got to have 22 men on the field.
Listen,
defensive.
I don't care how good they are. No athlete deserves that much money.
I wouldn't think so.
They are playing a sport. That is their job, is playing a dang sport. They make way too much money. Way too much money.
Well, he's 33 years old, and he signed a contract for 5 years.
Well,
And
he's
you could
probably
say-
he's already set for life now. He definitely is.
But I'm saying you should be able to play till you're 38.
Well, yeah, and he'll definitely will now.
But here's the thing.
If that don't motivate him, nothing will.
Here's the reasoning. Before Matt Ryan came on the field as the quarterback,
Okay.
the Falcons had been to the playoffs 8 times in 42 years.
That's really bad.
Since
Really bad.
he's been there, they've been there 6 out of 10. That's a big difference.
It is. It is. It's
So
not
you know
$100 million difference.
it's had to justify some of their expenditure because you know they're doing better financially.
Obviously, they must be doing
Obviously.
really, really well.
But you talk about a franchise player. Matt Ryan is not Tom Brady.
No, that's why it don't even make sense. It really don't.
But he must be going to be a household name.
Well, they must think he's going to be at least.
Let's say that. They think
Well, the
he's-
pressure's on him now for sure.
Well, but a person puts that on himself
Yes.
because he didn't have to accept that much money. He
That's
could have
true.
said, "Let's go with what I'm worth."
That's true. But of course he accepted that. Who would turn that down? Not many people.
Well, I'd hate
You
to
know-
pay the taxes on it.
Well, what about UTC women's coach retired?
All
Did you
right,
see
that's
that?
one I didn't think you would know about. I got that.
Well,
down.
you know, because I saw it on the news last night. And that's the only reason. I was kind of surprised.
He's been coaching for 40 years.
Yeah,
Not at UTC.
No,
but his
but
combined tenure in the sport is 40 years.
Yes. Been
He
to
had-
the Final Four with
He has
Vanderbilt.
won 903 games.
That's outstanding right there.
That's an average, 40 years, 22 and a half wins per year.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
hard to refute. If you're a coach and you can walk down the street and say hello to people and say, I won 22 and a half average.
good. Yeah.
Not many coaches can do that.
No, just a handful.
Just a handful.
Well, do we know why? He's just ready to
Yeah,
retire.
I'm sure he's just ready to retire.
Okay.
At
And
his
that's
age.
okay. I'm glad nothing, bad
He may have a
like
bucket
that.
list of things he wants to do, and he feels like now I've
And
got
he's got-
time.
yeah, he's
and
got-
I'm going to step away. I got to step away sometime.
Yeah, and money's not going to be an issue for him, so
I wouldn't.
he
think
might
so.
as well. But have they replaced him yet?
No. They'll have to listen.
I hope they kind of take their time and get the right person.
Well, here's what I think. I think the smart schools turn it over to a nonpartisan committee, a nonpartisan group of people that does this for a living,
Yeah,
instead of appointing somebody on their staff, because somebody on their staff knows somebody that needs a job.
that's right.
And I don't think that's the best way to find the best coach.
It's not.
It's not.
That sounds like the UT way.
Well, but now let me tell you.
If you want to do something, just do the opposite of what UT would do.
But
And
here's-
then
here's-
you'll be good to go.
Here's another approach to the whole situation.
Okay.
Someone with the expertise of Jim Foster could say to a,
He could
President,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
tell you about this certain person that's on my staff. They can take my place.
Yeah, and he may do that. He may
Or he
very
may.
well do that.
Surely he's got to do it on an interim basis.
Exactly.
They've got to appoint someone interim while they're searching.
They'll have to do that for sure.
And so sometimes that's where you get a Holly Warlick.
That's true, and they definitely don't need that.
But I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that's what happens sometimes.
That's true. Hopefully they'll get
Okay, the
somebody
NBA,
a lot better than her.
the
But
NBA playoffs.
at least it's in the off season. They have time.
Right, they got plenty of time. There's no,
Right.
and you know, a name's going to surface out here somewhere. Where
Oh,
did
yeah.
Where did Tennessee get Rick Barnes?
Right. That's
He
right.
got fired from Texas.
I know it. You know they're regretting that.
Before we start on the NBA playoffs, the Tennessee Volunteers caravan has been on the road this week,
Yeah.
and it consists of the new football coach.
Right.
His name is Mr. Pruitt, Jeremy Pruitt. You also got Phil Fulmer on the road with the caravan. He means business. He's got an image that he wants projected out here, because Butch Jones did not project a positive image, because there was talk of him not even having a caravan, you know, and so they're going with their best foot forward.
Yeah.
Also on the caravan, you've got Mr. Rick Barnes.
Yeah, he needs to be on it.
He needs to be on, because the caravan is not just for football players
No, it's
or
for all
potential
sports.
signees.
It's for all of them.
You want the
usually
fan
football
base.
and basketball are the ones that are
You want your
represented.
fan base to be
Yeah.
behind your school.
Absolutely.
So these points of interest that they drop in on and spend a little time at,
yeah.
they said in the paper today that Mr. Pruitt was the favorite.
Oh, okay.
He hit it off better than anybody else.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
good.
he's got, what I'm saying, he's got a nice personality,
Right. Right.
and it's jiving well with Fulmer and Barnes, and he didn't mention Holly.
I would hope they have enough sense not to bring her along.
Well, now, how many games did they win?
And it was a terrible year. And
But
all
they-
you gotta do is listen to one of her interviews. That woman cannot. Public speaking is definitely not her strong point either.
I bet you Holly Warlick could hear me speak, and she'd say, Well, Albert Roberts, public speaking is not his strong point either.
No. You should listen to her. It's pretty sad.
Okay,
it's
but
pretty sad.
let's go back.
But the playoffs, is that what we're on now?
Let's go with the playoffs.
Celtics. My Celtics are in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat Philadelphia 4-1.
4-1.
And now they're going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, who swept the Toronto Raptors, unfortunately, 4-0. Toronto just does not match up well with Cleveland. Man, I hope the Celtics can pull it off.
But you know, now Cleveland just barely got by on a couple of those games.
Yeah,
With
I know
overtime.
they were competitive. And
They were
Cleveland got
competitive.
very fortunate to get through the first round against Indiana.
Yes, Indiana I thought was going to beat them.
I did too, and I was hoping so. I was really wanting that to happen.
Well, everything that I read says that LeBron James is the greatest athlete on this planet. Everything that I read.
Right.
And I've got that magazine I'm going to use someday for my research for a feature on here about the greatest,
Yeah.
50 greatest living athletes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's number one.
Get you some water there, Papa.
He's number one.
But
So they're going to be.
you can't never answer that though, definitively though, because at the end of the day, it's people's opinion.
Some skier might be a greater athlete than James.
Exactly. And you have to look at the era that they played. A lot of different things factor into that.
Might be a surfboard expert.
That's
you
better.
know.
That's right.
Or somebody that's on roller skates. You don't know.
Right.
But for them to ascribe, but I'm sure they've got a standard.
Oh,
They
yeah.
go by the
Yeah.
won-loss percentage. They go by the performance on the court. How many
Yeah.
times you shoot the ball? How many times you put it in the
Well,
hoop?
yeah. I mean, I'm sure they do that.
He is good. This article,
yeah.
I read the article.
No denying that. No denying that. Now, what about the West? Is it Golden State and Houston?
Houston took care of
Utah.
Utah 4-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that one would be a little bit more competitive.
I did too.
Mm-hmm.
Utah Jazz
They had a good year.
should have had a better showing than that.
I agree. Now, let's see, was it New Orleans that played Golden State?
They just won one game, I think.
Yeah, but that's not really surprising on that, though.
So really,
because Curry's back. So
Right. So what we're saying, the 4 teams that are there, they're there because they need to be there.
I agree with that. I think they are the 4
So
best
this
teams.
is the 3rd round now. We've had 2 rounds.
Yeah, this is the conference finals.
So now we're down to 4 teams, and when
Yeah.
this round is over, we'll be down to 2.
To the finals, that's right. And I hope my Celtics are in the finals, but I know they've got a very tough job to do, and that's win 4 games against Cleveland.
Well, let me tell you something now.
And we still don't really know when Irvin's coming back for the Celtics.
No, we don't.
I don't understand that.
Did
If
you
he's going to
remember-
come back, he needs to come back in this series against Cleveland for sure.
You won't need him if you don't need him now.
No. I mean, they've done great without him. They've done very good, but they need him. I mean, if he's going to play any more this year, now's the time. It's pretty much now or never is the way I look at it.
Well, that's all I have because I wanted to bring some statistics on some marble tournaments, but I figured you wouldn't let me do that.
I just hate that you forgot that. All right. Well, the Albert and Billy Show is sponsored by the Pig and Catch, which, remember, the Pig and Catch will just be open through Father's Day.
And
They have sold
out.
And don't really know what the new place will be. Be interesting to find that out.
We will find out.
Scotty's right here in downtown Pikeville, home of the Scotty Burger. The offices of Michael Walker, Emma Boynton, and also, let's see, Rustic Roots Events. And Janice Sapp has picked up, for Carolyn
Oh, did
Terry.
she?
Got to mention that for sure. Marvin Smith in the Blitzel County Highway Department. It's Lola's. Bilbrey Insurance over on Spring Street. Go see Frank and Susan for all your insurance needs. Subway on the bypass. The Loom right here on Cumberland Avenue. Longtime neighbor Judy Yates at the Loom. Go see her.
For years.
Yeah, for a long time. You can get flowers, quilts, shirts,
Sewing
clothes.
needs.
Yeah,
And alterations.
right. There we go. Also, let's see here. We got Posh Beauty Company. Can't forget about Erica and Posh Beauty Company. They're right here in downtown Pikeville at the old State Farm Insurance Building. And Citizens Tri-County Bank, North Main Street, longtime sponsor. Also, the Farmhouse Chandelier Cafe and Gifts,
There you go.
right next door to us here at WUAT. Go check it out. It's a good restaurant and also a clothing store. You can get other things there too. You can shop there.
Gift shop.
It's a gift shop. There you go. And then you can also get you a good meal. So go see them at the Farmhouse Chandelier Cafe and Gifts. And thanks to all of our sponsors. And coming up next, after the break, it will be Albertology right here on the Albert and Billy Show.
Right, we got to do that.
Dana Thompson and her family just finished construction on their second new home with River Valley Ag Credit. Side by side, we ensured they got a quality, lasting home. You see, Dana and Brady have two daughters who rely on them.
And we rely on River Valley Ag Credit.
Rely on River Valley Ag Credit, serving Western Kentucky and Tennessee farmers for decades.
Lending support for generations. River Valley Ag Credit.
This is Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative's 804 square mile service area, which covers all of Bledsoe and Sequatchie counties and portions of Van Buren, Cumberland, and Hamilton counties. The dots on the map are our 146 central office locations connected via fiber optics, which is the foundation of our existing network. Our network currently allows all members to choose broadband internet services with unlimited data usage and download speeds up to 10 megabits, leaving none of our members considered unserved with broadband services, as it is currently defined as not having services available that allow 4 megabits per second download and 1 megabit per second upload. The highlighted areas of the map represent completed fiber-ready projects. From the Fiber Foundation, we are currently building what is known as the Last Mile, Fiber to the Home, which connects every member with an individual fiber connection, allowing them to choose the broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds up to 1 gigabit per second for their home or business. In 2008, Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative began designing and building all new service areas as Fiber to the Home. A hybrid network design proved to be the most cost-efficient for the last phases of the network foundation in the most sparsely populated areas. Connecting our most remote members with an individual fiber connection during this phase of the network upgrade is why some of our most rural areas became fiber-ready before our towns, which is shown with these highlighted areas. Other fiber-to-the-home areas highlighted here have been built to meet business needs for our customers who signed up for broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds of 100 megabit and 1 gigabit per second to conduct business from their homes. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative is here to serve the members. Our current projects in Pikeville and Dunlap have the distribution fiber already in place in all of Pikeville and a large portion of Dunlap, setting for timely installs as members in these areas sign up for faster broadband packages now. Our most ambitious fiber-to-the-home project, outlined in orange, is currently underway in Dunlap, a complete cutover which connects every customer on an individual fiber connection as the distribution fiber is being placed. Better broadband and video services can then be added, often with just a call to the office. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, building the best network in the world, right here in the Sequatchie Valley.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT and Channel 18 Valley TV. And it is time for his favorite part of the show. Good old Albertology.
If it were not for this, for you giving me this aspect of the program, I'd quit. Today is Friday, and Mother's Day will be coming up Sunday.
That's right.
Mother's Day is a wonderful day.
Yes.
I have got some facts and figures here, taken from the Reader's Digest magazine that someone gave me.
Emily. Hey, Emily.
She's going to whip me. But the first Mother's Day was given to us, or we can trace it back to Theodore Roosevelt. He was the president.
Oh, really?
In 1914.
He's the one that kind of come up with it then?
He made it a national
I did not
holiday.
know that.
His mother had been dead for 26 years, but he wanted to do something in honor of his mother.
Well, I have to give him credit for that.
Here's what
That
he
was
said.
a
I
great idea.
remembered how I clung to her till I was a great big fella. But love of the best womanhood came to me and entered my heart through those apron strings. Women used to wear aprons.
Right.
They did.
Right.
And then the apron would get dirty and you have to wash
Kind
it.
of wish they still did. You know, I wish
I've
that
got an
never.
apron.
You.
Let me tell you.
Yes, you sure do.
The French, let me tell you how the French handled it.
Okay.
They lost so many people in World War I, more than 4% of their entire population was killed
Good.
back in World War I.
They sure
The
did.
French
Then.
wanted to rebuild their country,
I'm sure.
and so they celebrated Mother's Day in 1920 by presenting women who had 5 children with a bronze medal. Women who had 8 children got a silver medal.
It's
And
like the
those-
Olympics.
And those mothers with 10 or more children,
Got
they got
to
the
go.
gold. That's a good idea.
Like it was a sporting event.
They wanted those those women to have children.
They were desperate to repopulate.
They want.
Well, that's a good idea, wasn't it?
That's what the Book of Genesis said to do.
Yeah.
God said, after
Maybe
the
not
flood,
with 10 kids, but
well, after the flood.
they took it literally, didn't they?
had to
But yeah, you're right.
repopulate.
You're right.
Okay, on Sunday.
That was an interesting fact, though. Nobody would know that, you know.
On Sunday of this week, the restaurants throughout the United States will have the largest crowd they will serve all year long.
Wow, for Mother's Day.
People take their mothers out to eat instead of making them cook.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have all the time.
No,
They
get a day off that day.
But you hope Vicky doesn't
Yeah.
go out. She,
No.
guess what? The second highest
Well, I'd
day.
take her out to eat.
Second highest day for a restaurant.
Father's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Oh,
What about that?
was that a trick question?
And
Kind of seemed like it.
on this one day, Sunday, it will be the busiest day in the year for telephone business.
Really?
See, so many
People
people are
calling her-
scattered.
Yeah, you're
they
right.
want to call mom.
And they should. They should.
Have you ever seen these celebrity sports figures? When the camera's on, they'll say,
Hi, Mom. Yes. All the time.
and he listened to this. But the most famous, most used flower is a carnation. But
Okay.
flowers in 2016, that's as far back as, that's the nearest figure they had.
Yeah.
$2.4 billion was spent on flowers for mothers.
Goodness.
$2.4 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That would tell people out here to put you up a florist.
It sure would. We're in our own business. We need to open up a flower shop.
Our cars, 792 million.
Goodness.
So mothers are loved.
Yes, they deserve this day, and it's great.
Maybe
It's
just
great.
for the one day they get the accolades that they deserve.
That's
but
right.
Your mother all year long.
That's exactly right.
Okay, here's the reason mothers are worth what they're worth.
Okay.
If you had to hire someone to do what mothers do, you would spend $67,619 a year. That is for cooking and cleaning and kissing all the boo-boos away. That's what an average accountant makes in a year.
Oh, really?
And the mothers do it for free.
That's right.
Unless the husband takes them out to eat every once in a while.
Yeah, every
Take
once
them
in
to-
a while.
Take them to the movie,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. One more.
Okay.
In every country, mothers are designated in almost the exact same way as we say mama here. Don't ask me why, but that's according to
Well,
Emily Howe's
Yeah.
Reader's Digest magazine.
right.
In nearly every country on the planet,
Yeah.
the word mama
Yeah.
is just universally the way it sounds.
Oh, okay.
Everywhere.
Got you. Yeah. So mama means mama, no matter what language, is what you're saying.
Well,
Okay.
It sounds the same.
That's right.
Now today is the 11th day of May.
Mm-hmm.
One of our fans is Helen Smith.
Yes.
Today's her birthday.
Well, happy
And
birthday,
she
Helen.
said, "You tell me happy birthday, Albert."
Did she? I like that.
So I did.
A happy birthday, Helen, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, we're glad.
Oh,
you
we
were.
need to say hi to Janelle Brock.
You told me about that.
Saw her today, and I was up at Dee's, and she said, "Oh, you need to say hi to Janelle. She's a big fan," and Janelle told me that she watches us all the time. So, hello, Janelle. We appreciate you watching our show.
And thank you, Dee, for making him look so handsome.
Thank you, Dee. Appreciate that.
Are you familiar with the Wells Fargo banking institution?
Yes. Well, heard of them.
Let me tell you, they have been fined $1 billion. I never heard of it that excessive of an assessment of fines.
No. That's a huge lawsuit.
But
huge.
the federal regulators have tied misconduct charges to this bank.
They've had to mess up bad to get that big
They
a lawsuit.
have abused their customers in bad sorts of ways. This is the largest fine that's ever been imposed.
Oh, okay.
And I read today that Wells Fargo was, that somebody else has got something against them too. But they have
Bad
admitted,
time to be Wells Fargo right now.
they have admitted to a number of abusive practices across
Oh, they
multiple parts of its business that duped consumers out of millions of dollars.
And they've admitted to that part.
They have admitted to that. So some of the things they were doing, they were, and listen, it went so far as they made some of the board of directors be fired.
Wow.
Told them to get off, to get out.
Well, I can understand that though. If you're in a $1 billion lawsuit, yeah, chances
Somebody
are a
needs
lot
to
of
pay.
people are going to get fired.
Some of it was over telling customers they had to buy a certain insurance for their car through them.
Oh, like not really giving them a choice, tricking them.
But anyway, that shows you that the federal government is on their toes.
Yeah, definitely.
So we better not be trying to do
And
anything.
Wells Fargo must have a serious amount of money
Well,
if they can manage to pay that anyway.
Tell me how you figure Volkswagen's still in business.
That's true.
They're still paying fines by the million.
I know. I don't see how they do it either.
I don't either.
I really
But
don't.
you know, they don't just make Volkswagen. They
Right.
make 5 different cars.
That's true, and a lot of people don't know that.
That's right. There is a Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
A Noah's Ark in Kentucky. Okay. What town?
It is in Well, I'll find it in a minute.
Louisville.
No, it's not Louisville.
I just said that because we talked about it earlier.
In Genesis 6,
Lexington.
there was a worldwide flood, and this man that wrote this article is a preacher, and he learned...
Pastor Bo Wagner.
Yeah. He learned that fossils of sea creatures had been found on mountains
Oh, really?
and out in remote deserts.
That's odd. That's very odd.
How could
That's
the fossils from sea creatures be in those locations of worldwide flood?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, there's a lot of people that don't believe this.
That Noah's Ark happened.
Let me
Is
give you an
that what you're
idea. They don't believe it happened.
saying? Oh, okay.
Well, it had never rained.
That proves, things like that proves that it did.
Well, they're just saying how'd they get there.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, the boat that he built is a football field and a half long.
Right.
It's 75 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
It's 45 feet high. 3 stories.
Right.
So this replica in Kentucky is so constructed that people that visit can see how the pens were built to accommodate certain animals.
Yeah. It had to.
Every species of animal had a male and a female.
That's right.
But every species of clean animals had 7 pairs, male and female.
Okay.
Because they needed food, they're going to be on the ark 365 days before they come off.
Right.
You got Noah
I forgot about that part.
Noah and his wife. Well, it rains just for 40 days and 40 nights.
So
but when the rain's over,
yeah,
the water is so high they got to wait for it to go down.
Yeah. So it was a year then, right?
Well, that's more than a year their time.
Okay.
But that is a year our time. But they were on the boat more than a year their way of keeping time.
Okay.
The Ark Encounter is the name of this
replica.
And Ken Ham is the man that dreamed it up.
I can't believe it's not said the name of the town yet.
It is. It's in Williamston, Kentucky.
Williamstown, Williamstown, Kentucky. Okay.
And it's a life-size reproduction, just the same way that Noah built it, and his sons helped him build it.
I just wonder why that town got. That's a great idea.
Well, I'm sure that might be where he lived.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea. That was
But anyway,
smart.
they use the same dimensions going by the book of Genesis.
Okay.
They are attracting 1 million people a year to that little town.
Well, that was smart.
You talk
then.
about a tourist attraction.
Yes.
And this man
In
that
a small town in Kentucky.
Yeah, and this man that went said, "I will go back."
I'm sure.
It's the
Well,
largest.
we can tell people if you want to go see this. We now know it's in Williamstown, Kentucky.
And
probably worth the trip.
Oh, I'm sure it would be.
Yeah.
It's the largest timber wooden construction in the world.
Wow.
There are several thousand animal kinds that would need to be on the ark in order for it to be like it. And so he's constructed it on those 3 floors in such a way that people can get an understanding of the magnitude of the size of the ship. And it only had 1 window and 1 door. And guess who shut the door when it's all over? God shut the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They have a petting zoo for people to be interested in doing things like that while there. Because I'm sure some kids don't want to just walk through.
No.
They have zip lines.
Dang, really?
And they have a buffet with all kinds of food.
Well, I'm in. Let's go. And we're back for some more Albertology. We were talking about Noah's Ark replica up in Williamstown, Kentucky, and I was just saying a lot of people would probably like to go up there, and me and Allie brainstormed at the same time and said we need to go up there and film because we heard the buffet, the zip lining, petting zoo. So We might have to visit there and film an episode up there.
I'm sure it is a family event.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you're tying history into it.
That's
Biblical history, of course.
Yeah. And you said 1 million people, over a million.
A million visitors a year are coming.
That's good. That's real good.
Do you know of anything in Tennessee that gets that much attention? Well, now,
obviously the Smokies, Fall Creek Falls even, but
yeah, you're right. You're right.
We take that place for granted. Living here, we really do. Fall Creek Falls.
Let's go out there and eat supper tonight.
We need. It won't be at the end, but hey, we can eat another place. Yeah.
Okay, let me.
What else we got for Albertology?
I got some Lala's.
Lala, hello Lala. She always sends us some good letters.
Now, this is baffling.
Okay.
I want you to listen.
Okay.
A man leaves home and turns left 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Turns left.
To return home, facing 2 men wearing masks. Who are those 2 men? He leaves home and he turns left 2 times.
Yeah.
And he goes back home. And when he gets back home, here's 2 men facing him with masks. Who are the 2 men?
In all fairness, how in the world am I supposed to know the answer to that?
You tell Lala.
Lala, I have no clue on this one.
It's the catcher and the umpire.
Shoot. Dang it.
You leave home and you turn left and go to second base. You turn left and go to third base. And then you come back home.
All right, Lala, that was a good one.
I love that one.
That's real good. Man, that was definitely a trick question.
How many months have 28 days?
February, so that's only one. No, this is another trick question. They all have 28 days.
That's smart, Billy. Some of the kids at school picked up on that very quickly.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah. They picked up on that very quickly.
Well, from that first question, I knew that's too easy. There's got to be a trick here. Yeah.
All right, now.
Okay.
It flies, yet it has no wings. It can be put in a capsule, but it's not medicine. What is it? It flies, but it has no wings. And you put it in a capsule, but it's not medicine. What would it be?
Okay, this is a trick question, obviously, Allie.
It flies. What flies?
Well, it flies, but you said it had no wings.
It has no wings. So what flies without wings?
Hang on.
There's your cue.
But, yeah, in a capsule, but it's not medication.
You put it in a capsule, but it's not medication, not medicine.
My lifeline doesn't know. I'm going to take a guess, though, Allie, because the capsule thing, I saw on TV not long ago people doing this, and it was a time capsule.
Time.
Is time right?
Time.
Yes.
Time flies.
Because time flies when you're having fun. The capsule, though,
that
made me know, though, because I just saw that on something the other day where they literally done a time capsule and went back and got it like 20 years later.
That's what they do.
It was really cool to watch.
They put them at the corner of a building.
Yeah, it was neat seeing that. And then you said flies with no wings, so I'm going to guess time.
All right.
What is good too, Lala.
What is it that everyone uses more than you do, but it belongs to you? They use it more than you do, but it belongs to you.
I was about to say that could be just about anything, to be honest with you.
Well, but she's got an answer that she wants, Who uses it? Who uses something that belongs to you?
I really wish I could read these things. It belongs to you.
But people use it more than you do. A lot more than you do. Because you hardly ever use it.
So we hardly ever use it, but a lot of other people use it.
I use it, but it
Yeah.
belongs to you. What?
Name.
Your name.
That's good.
That is good.
How did that just kind of come to you
You
too?
don't use your name. I don't call myself
That's true.
Allie,
That's
but
true.
other people use it.
I don't use my telephone number.
Right.
I don't call
Right.
it.
That would have been a good guess too, but yeah, we don't use our name as much as other people.
This will be the last one.
Hey Billy, how are you, Billy? Yeah. So I
Hey, listen.
totally get that one.
It's all right. It's all right to talk to yourself, but don't ever talk back.
That's right. That's right.
It can be bitter or sweet, but it is neither food nor drink. It can blossom and grow, but it is not a plant. What is it? Bitter or sweet, but it's neither food nor drink. It can blossom and grow, but it's not a plant. So what is it?
Boy, I could sure use my lifeline about now. How about a clue? I think we deserve a clue.
Four letters.
That's all his clues, 4 letters, 3 letters, 2 letters.
Starts with L.
Love.
Love! Blossoms and
Yeah.
grows. And
Okay. Well, good job, Lifeline, because that was pretty tough.
she's good.
What
at
tipped you off on that one, though? That was pretty tough.
The love.
that. Start with.
I mean, I kind of thought of it at the beginning, but I didn't know if they wanted something like specific or like.
I know.
definition.
I know. Hers are good. I'd say I got to give you props, La. You got some good questions. And some funny ones, too. She has some funny ones, too.
Yes.
All right, well, that's it for this edition of the Albert and Billy Show. Thank you for listening to us on WUAT AM 1110, and thanks for watching us on Channel 18 Valley TV, and also to our YouTube viewers. We have a lot of those as well, so thank you also for watching. And until next time, we'll be back next week right here on the Albert and Billy Show. Be sure to tune in, folks.
See you, folks.
See you next week.